Juana and I'm your host for the Monte Carlo Gems talk shows. It's called Before You Skip. We hope you have an amazing day here at Monte Carlo Gems. I have the honor to have by my side a very special guest today. It's Cedric Boutsen. We're happy to have you here with us, so welcome.
Thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
You have an interesting story that starts a long time ago on the streets of the Formula One circuits. Tell me, what's your history? How did you get here?
Okay, well, I'll put it simply. We've always been a family which has been involved in let's say, in race cars and racing itself. My father was, of course, an ex-Formula One racer and just a racer in general. So I had the chance and let's call it the privilege of growing up in Monte Carlo. And I left as well when I was 14, did a bit of my, let's say, path in life elsewhere, went to university in the US, and then had the chance to come back here about 4 years ago and joined back into what we now call a nice family business. And creating with my father Boutsen Classic Cars, which is the company that we now have here in Monte Carlo.
You sell incredible vintage cars.
Thank you.
Tell me, was it in your childhood, do you remember a very special car that started it all for you?
That's a great question, actually. Yes, I mean, growing up, we were always, we always saw like race cars, and we always had the chance of also having at home some nice cars. I would say a car which marked me a lot when I was much younger was even just a simple Porsche 911 turbo, or even I remember sometimes seeing in the streets of Monaco, because we're very lucky to have such a wide variety of cars here in Monaco, Ferrari F40. That was definitely a car which I found when I was younger to be such a cool racing car. And also one which marked me forever was a Porsche Carrera GT. That was one which was very important to me when I was younger.
Did you have the chance to own them later in your life, or you keep thinking about them now?
Well, not really. Well, Porsche, yes, a Porsche Turbo we've had, but F40 Carrera GT, we've not had the chance to own one. I've had the chance to be in some and to drive some. But of course, that's part of a goal now. It's something that's important to me to attain an objective one day. So who knows? It's definitely an objective and a goal, though.
We speak about passion, but there's also a business aspect, a very important aspect, and which is why we are here today. Tell me, is the competitiveness of racing one of your business values? What are your business values in what you do?
Well, we always say racing is in our veins, as a family. So definitely there's this aspect of competitiveness which comes into business, because you have to be sometimes, let's say, calm, cool and collected, just like anyone would be at the beginning of a race or during, to not make any accidents or to always be on the ball. And so that comes in very important. However, I will also say that along with our, as we say, competitors, we don't really see them as such. We see them more as collaborators. I think just like any person exposing here at this event, they will work hand in hand with their collaborators in order to make a sale or to reach an agreement. And that's also something which is important to us. Absolutely.
It's beautifully said. What is your proudest moment since you joined the company?
Excuse me, I didn't hear.
Your proudest moment since you joined, your biggest sale, your happy moment.
No, I mean, there's been a lot of sales which have made me very happy. I mean, there's been cars that we've sold which were over, for example, 3 million euros. It's always a long process, and it's something which, takes time, but at the end of the day, there's always the human approach, which I enjoy. I love speaking to new clients, to people who are so passionate about this industry. There's a lot of people who buy cars just to collect and who will never use them and who don't really care. They buy it for the speculative aspect. But we see it more as, we like people who are passionate about the products. Of course, we serve everyone equally, but it's always a pleasure when you have to deal with clients who are, very passionate and where you can share this passion together. Absolutely.
what is the experience of the client once they visit you, your offices?
Oh, every experience is different. I will say there are people who come in, they see a car and they're like, I want it, I buy it now. These are, we call them the easy clients. But then you have other clients who are a bit more particular, you know, who want to know the history. They want to know everything that has happened with this car. And also they're looking for someone to have a nice conversation with, you know. So we accompany the clients from A to Z, absolutely. From the start to finish, we're there to help them in their decisions, to help them maybe source a car. If, for example, someone is looking for a car that his father used to own, which was sold, but now he's really trying to find it. That's also an aspect of our services. And that's something I very much enjoy. So the clients will always be treated exceptionally well. And we find that very important. Even after a sale, you know, we don't let them go. We always make sure that they're happy and satisfied with their purchase. Because once again, it's something that's important. Absolutely.
What is your experience so far at Monte Carlo Gems? How do you feel here? Do you feel like it could be a nice opportunity for you, for your company, to meet new people here?
Absolutely. When we were called to be an exposant here, or let's say a partner to this beautiful event, we immediately accepted because we thought that it would be somewhere where we can expose beautiful cars with beautiful people, and in general vendors and clients who are, you know, working in a extremely high-end industry. From what I know, there's billions in stones which are being exposed here today. So, you know, it goes hand in hand with the products that we offer, which are very high-end vehicles, whether they be new or, let's say, of collection, so older. It goes hand in hand really today. So we're very happy to be here.
Tell me more about which vehicles are on your lineup right now, your proudest pieces.
So we have a beautiful Ferrari 250 GT Cabriolet. That's a car which is exceptional. The one we have on the stand is probably one of the nicest examples in the world. It's a car which was restored about 1,000 kilometers ago, completely. So its engine is brand new, its gearbox is brand new, but everything is original on the car. So that's a really beautiful piece. We have a one-of-one McLaren Mercedes SLR. It's white exterior and white interior. That's one of one in the entirety of Europe. So this is something special. And we also have 4 vehicles which are outside of the hotel right now being exposed. There's a KTM X-Bow, which is a car which has been built basically this year, which is so particular in its look, and it's basically a race car for the road. So, you know, obviously being fanatics of racing, this is something which we love. And then you have a big Defender, which has been restored to new and even better than new. There's a Lamborghini Huracan Zirus, which has 1,200 horsepower in it. So that's quite phenomenal. And then last but not least, there's a beautiful Chevrolet Corvette C1 in a beautiful taint of green on green, which it's extremely special, and people love to see these kinds of cars.
They will all find their home very, very soon. I'm so sure of it. Tell me, for all the car lovers here, what is the process before you decide to choose a car to join your lineup? What is the process behind that?
So it depends. Some clients come to us with specific demands, and so we go and find such a car for them, or we have it in stock, and so we can serve them directly from what's in the stock. But usually most people today, since prices have gone up so much in the past 5 years for cars, they will have studied a lot. They will know what they're buying. And if they don't, then they ask us, and it's our role and our job to also serve them and explain to them the things that are good, the things that are bad on any example, and to gain their trust. At the end of the day, it's a whole trusting game. But I will say that today, most clients, they absolutely know what they're buying, and they know the specifics on certain cars, because like I said, it's become a world where prices have gone up extremely. So it's almost turning into an investment today. Some people, rather than buy, let's say, an apartment, they will maybe invest in a car which is at the same price.
Exactly. It's more of a responsible choice.
Mm-hmm.
I would also be interested to know, how do you feel about the Monaco market. Are there any preferences that you see recurring? How do you feel that?
Well, we are extremely lucky and privileged to be here. Monaco has always had extremely beautiful cars just going around in the streets. There's been a bit of, I'm talking about just this year, we've seen the market stagnate a little bit in prices, and I think that's true for many different markets in the world today. But being in Monaco, it's kind of a small bubble where you feel like time stops here in comparison to everywhere else. People are still buying, even though they are very well studied before they do. But let's say the Monaco market is definitely somewhere that we're extremely happy to be. We're very happy to be in the Principality, and we're looking forward to many more years here, of course.
Thank you so much. How can we improve for the future our collaboration between fairs like us and businesses like yours?
Keep working together, simply put. I think that the two worlds collide very well together. It's two businesses which cater mostly to very high-end individuals, and so we're happy to be able to collaborate with Monte Carlo Gems today because our worlds are definitely, or let's say our clientele in general, are all very similar. So improvement in the future we'll see because this is only the first time that this is happening, but we're very much looking forward to the next edition.
Great. Tell me, will we see again Boutsen on the racing lines again?
Well, I mean, we do. My father does a few races here and there in the years, maybe at historic races. For my end, it's a great interest of mine, and I would love to be able to do that very soon. So yeah, it would be great, and that would be a huge honor to be able to participate in any kind of races in the future. Absolutely.
Great. Tell me, what is business-wise? What's next for you for your business?
Good question. To keep growing, basically, to keep the let's say to keep doing better. At the end of the day, we want to always do better than what we're doing actually. So even if we have a successful year or whatnot, we just always want to push the bar higher because it never ends. You can always do better. That's what we like to say, and we also like to say, if you're going to do something, do it well, or simply don't do it at all. And so that's been a motto which has followed us for a while, and which we want to reinforce more and continue building on those basics, basically.
How can we follow you? What's your Instagram? What's your
Absolutely. Thank you for that. We are on Instagram as Boutsen Classic Cars. You can find us on TikTok as well, actually. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, all the links, but it's at Boutsen Classic Cars. That's the main link.
Thank you so much for sharing your passion with us. It's incredible what we can find out. Me, I can only invite you to visit the Boutsen booth. They have exposed some amazing gems of cars. And thank you so much for your attention and for accepting my invitation.
Of course, thank you very much for having me here. It's been a real pleasure.
Enjoy Monte Carlo Gems.
Thank you.